Oh, we're live. Are we live? I think we're live. Keep looking strange. Well, anyway, here I am. It's been a while. A few things have been going on. Stressful things. But because of this program, it's quite a stretch. At one time, I don't think I've been under. It's years since I've been under such pressure. And there you go. Fuck all that. As Roger Waters says in that famous song, The Wall. Fuck all that. We've got to go on with the film show. So yeah, let's go on with the film show and see where we're at. So what's the purpose of this? I suppose the purpose of this and these videos is to highlight the lack of success of Alcoholics Anonymous, which is essential because if you don't make it in Alcoholics weeks ago, maybe that's the coroner just being nice, as they sometimes are. You know, instead of alcoholism, they put down liver failure and all that stuff. But a young woman, she had a sponsor who didn't know the program, and she was playing games as well, the games that they play. And I've had a kind of interest in over the past week or so because of this coronavirus virus. I think the first one was I phoned one of my home group members to get an address for a meeting. She couldn't get it, so I went to the meeting, and there was a guy there, the general secretary, who was there to tell people the meeting was off because of this virus. Okay, fair enough. But we took advantage of that to have a chat. Me to get to know where he's at with the program, and him to get to know me, because I don't think I'd seen the guy before. And seems he was 7 years sober, or alleged to be 7 years sober. So we'll go along with that. And I was talking away to him, and he seems he had a sponsee, but the sponsee wasn't doing as he was told, and I'm having difficulties with him. You know, why are you having difficulties with him? You just drop him. He's just playing with you. He's looking for attention. And all the time that you're playing along in this game, you're keeping him from his rock bottom, which he's got to reach his rock bottom. And it was kind of similar to that young woman who died. But this isn't a game. This is definitely not a game. But this guy was sincere. He was a nice guy, and he was a sincere guy. And hopefully he listened, because we were there for 40 odd minutes. And there was me beating him up with the program. So there's a degree of sincerity there. And maybe he'll get something from it. And it's no excuse because I gave him my phone number. I asked him, why haven't you asked me for my phone number? Oh, bit abrupt. Best way to be. And he didn't ask me for my phone number. Maybe because he was overwhelmed with all the fascinating stuff I was hitting him with. When it is fascinating stuff, by the way. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding with that one. Anyway, I gave him my card, my taxi card. That was fine. And then the next event was young Joe's. He phoned me, and he's a young guy. He's taking the steps, and he's considers himself to be recovered. I think he's less than 30, which is cool. But the only rub is that I told him just how flawed this program study was, which he went through. I went through it 27 years ago, and I never went through it. It was nonsensical, idiotic. You've never seen anything so dumb in all your life. But me, I was only a child at the time. I was a 41-year-old child, and it almost killed me. And I've got serious resentments about that. I've used the program regarding it. I've gone to the man. Well, I've shared openly in the meetings about how wrong it is, and how wrong he was without mentioning any names. Some people had a go because of his age. Surprised to find he'd only taken 16 people through the program. I've taken hundreds through this program. Mhm. Maybe I hold the record. I could hold the world record for taking people through this program. And the one thing we'll all agree on is coronavirus. Oh dear. The one thing, if any two of my people that I took through the program, I definitely don't call them sponsees. They'll find out that they've got a lot in common as regards what they've done. Oh yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've done. In fact, two of them actually met each other out in Cardiff. I'm based in North London way, and one guy recognised what the other guy was saying, and he asked him afterwards. He said, "John Mack take you through this program?" He said, "Yeah, he did." "Oh, right, okay, fair enough." Now, what are the odds on that? Unless, of course, you've taken a lot of people through this program. So he'll testify to that, I suppose. Although he was a bit of a strange one. Yeah, yeah, strange. And, just because he gets old when he gets the program doesn't return him to sanity. Maybe too much to ask for. It also now reminds me of an event I had quite a few years ago. I'd done a few step weekends somewhere down somewhere down south towards Brighton. Can't remember where. And this mob started up. I can't remember what they called themselves, but they had a go at me on the internet. I didn't know because I didn't know. It wasn't. But it was an AA member who had done this study thing and all that stuff. I bumped into him, and he doesn't like the way I share him. It's kind of obvious. And he said that he imparted the information to me in a kind of strange way, da 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 da. I said, "Oh, right." And he was talking about how they were treating him, and I says, "Yeah, but there's another bloke there, a Scottish bloke. And the right go at him. He's the worst, it seems." I went back and looked up this site, and it turns out the person they were talking about was me. They said you couldn't have just said that. You had to play a stupid little game, which kind of mental sobriety. John Campbell. Hello, Johnny. You remember that afternoon, that evening? Was it an evening? It was a Sunday evening. You were telling me this stuff, playing your silly little games, which is okay with me, but not with newcomers. You don't play games with newcomers, not knowingly anyway. But anyway, I got to find out about this mob, and they were describing me as being. They described all the bad guys they'd met, but we kept the best for last. This John Mack living up in Hartford, and they'd done everything but give my address and telephone number, and I had a few retorts with them, and they didn't take up the challenge because I challenged them. I said, "Right, get the venue, and I'll come, and we'll debate what you're saying, and I'll defend what I'm saying." But they never took me up on that, interestingly enough. I don't know if they're still going, because it's easy 15 years ago. But that's the kind of mobs that were starting up these groups, and shocking business, shocking business. So that reminds. So hey, trip down memory lane. Well, just to warn you what's going on. I suppose. What do you need to be a sponsor? You need to be centered in your own recovery through the steps. You must know how to follow the path, which isn't particularly difficult. But you've got to have practiced them and seen that. Well, see what steps 4 and 5 does for you, and how 10 and 11, especially 10, when the chips are down and you're in trouble, your back's against the wall, back to your step 10 and have a look at it and see what's going on. What have I done here? Did I miss something? It's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful indeed. It saved my bacon quite a few times. So yeah, it is. And this is, hey, that's all we should be talking about in the rooms. You get in the rooms and you hear somebody talking. Yeah, well, my experience with step 1 was da 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 da. Yeah. When I wanted to stop, I couldn't. When I started, couldn't control the amount of right. That sounds pretty bad. Or guarantee when I finish. Yeah. So you've got a drink problem, haven't you? Yeah, I've got a drink problem. Yeah. People who wrote the book have found the solution to that. Oh yeah. A higher power. A power greater than me. Well, if it wasn't a higher power, then I'd be able to deal with it myself. And I'm not able to deal with it myself. So it has to be a higher power. Yes. Right, okay. Yeah, I can get to that. How many times you go to meetings and you hear people banging on at the steps 1 and step 2, and complete and utter trash. And none of it is in the big book. You'll get a lot of it in the 12 and 12, which is not the program. An interpretive commentary of the 12-step recovery program by a co-founder. That's a fact. It's an interpretive commentary. Bill just done it on his own. Waited till Dr. Bob died before he published it. If you read up the history, you'll notice that in there. It came out after Bob died. He didn't want to cause any ructions between him and Bob. Too much respect for Bob. There you go. And all right, so I'm fixed on it. Whoa, right, okay, so I need a power. Yep. People in the book found the power. It's steps 1 and 2 sorted in minutes. People in the book found the power. You want to follow their path? Yeah. Step 3. And that's it. You launch out in the course of vigorous actions. First part of which is not personal inventory, a moral inventory. Moral, looking for the truth. A moral inventory of looking for the truth. If you don't keep an inventory in your business, you will bust. Very simple fact. It really blew me away when I heard that. Because I wasn't a businessman, I didn't take inventories or whatever, but when somebody said that, Joan Charlotte was, God bless them. Don't agree with everything they say, but God bless them. They saved my life, or they helped. They helped to throw me on that path. And without them, God knows. So I've got a lot of respect for Big. I like Big Joe. Seems to be a big Texan. And I'm talking about him in the present tense. I discovered I wrote off an email chastising him about step 4, and then I discovered he died years before. Oh, God, there you go. But they really helped. Joe and Charlie really helped. I was open to hearing the simple stuff, and I heard the simple stuff. And it was only a couple of bits. Only a couple of bits. The joke about the woman who mixed up the message on page 63 with page 66. Yeah, sorry, page 69. I'm coughing again. It should just come on. Yes, mix up the message with page 69 with the message on page 96. Giving freely what you've got. Page 69, but bizarrely enough, is about sexual conduct. Oh, right. Funny, but hey, Big Joe laughed. I thought, hey, what's that? I'm listening to it on my reel-to-reel tape. And not listening, of course. Didn't have the capacity to listen. Didn't know how to listen. Learn to listen and listen to learn. Wow. Even that confused me. Until it was explained. Never assume that an alcoholic understands what you're saying, even if they're nodding their head off. And keep it simple. Keep it simple. Learn to listen. And then you'll be able to listen to learn. Yeah. If I'm talking to you and you're thinking about something else, you're not listening. Oh, I see. Oh, that's what you mean. All right. And if you're talking whilst I'm talking, you're not listening. Whoa. Yeah, right. These are all awakenings of the spiritual nature. Because it inspires me. In spirit, to be inspired. I hope I'm speaking properly. Yeah. This is all. I'm just free. I'm free. I'm just suffering with this stuff at the moment and taking it as it comes up in my head and throwing it out to you. I'm not really sticking to any form. And I hope that doesn't confuse you too much because where am I at? Steps 1 to step 3. Step 3. and you've made the decision to turn your life and your will over to this power. Yeah, okay, fine, let's go on with it. So that brings us to steps 4 and steps 4 and 5. Yeah. And I'm asking, the man's offered me, I said, well, how long is it going to take? Oh, typical calculus, I suppose. Wants to know when he's going to finish before he's even started. And that's what I said to the man. And I heard so much crap, so much absolute dangerous, lethal crap in these rooms about this program, what you do. And the man said, well, you do what it says in the book, John. And everything I ask you to do, you'll find it in the book. I'm not sponsoring you. I'll just guide you through this. Oh, right, okay, that sounds nice, actually. He's going to guide me through that. And I'm not too frightened to admit when I don't know. That's a nice thing about this man. Even though he tried to kill me with that damn study of the program. That's what he had done. He was only doing what he had done. Still got to stop. Anyway, there we go. That's me. That's a man. He's telling me what they've done. He's not telling me what he's done. He's not sponsoring me. He's just guiding me. Okay, fine. Step 3, made the decision to turn their lives and their will over to the care of God as we understood God. Who did? They did. 12 steps, 12 statements of fact, based on the experience of the people who wrote the book. Every step begs a question. How did they do it? And every question is answered in the first 103 pages of that book. Bingo, job done. So there's a question in step 3. How did they do it? How did they do it? What was the decision? How did they turn their life? They took steps 4 to 9. Oh, right, okay. Never heard that before. Been at hundreds of step meetings, 12 and 12. Never heard any of that before. It's all in the book. Read it there. And I read it. And I confirmed everything. All right, okay. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm going places here. So the first question, how long is it going to take? Well, according to the book, it took 2 days. What? What? What are you talking about? I heard a wee guy saying his sponsor told him that he was going to do a step a year. And that's the truth. And I knew that was wrong. Didn't know why, but I knew it was wrong. Well. Some of the stories I've heard of so-called sponsors. I'm on step 1. What do you mean you're on step 1? Step 1 is just a recognition of you're powerless. And all we have to do is ask you a couple of questions. When you want to start, can you? No. When you start, can you control the mind and grip? No. Guarantee when you finish? No. 3 questions. Job done. Right. All right. Is that it? Yeah. You're not practicing anything. You're not practicing it at all. We're just asking you questions. Came to believe that power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Who did? People who wrote the book. How did they do that? Basically, step 4. The beginning of step 4, first paragraph, basically tells you that about powerlessness. Sums up the first 3 chapters. Well, if you've got somebody you know has no problem with the powerlessness, all you do is go to that paragraph in the chapter 4 and read the first paragraph about being powerless and not being able to stop when you wanted to stop. Just as I've said. When you wanted to stop, no. When you started, no. Could you guarantee when you? No. Right, okay. There you go. That's the question is who's saying this? Who's making this statement? The people who wrote the book. Everything. 103 pages. This is their statements. This is where you ask questions of them if you're interested. And they're not telling you nothing. They're only telling you what they did. They're not telling you what to do. Up until a point. Up until a point. Step 4. Launch out in the course of vigorous action. Who did? People who wrote the book. How did they do that? Step 4. This is astounding, this stuff. Absolutely astounding. And I don't apologise for lingering on it. 1, because I'm a bit out of practice, and 2, because it's just marvellous. It's marvellous. I think I might even run the risk of defying any powerless alcoholic not to be impressed by this stuff. Don't be impressed by me. but just be present. Listen to the words. Don't look at me. Listen to the words, and get a book and read the book. Be reassured. Oh yeah, there's there. He said it's there. Oh, there's there. This guy even knows the pages, which isn't too difficult after 27 years of alleged sobriety. So I have to discover who I resent. You know, the people. God, alcoholics are full of it. Yeah. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do it? They're always beating themselves up. Why didn't I do this? That's a question, the internal question. Cognitive behavioural therapy, I believe this is, by the way. This is perhaps the first example of it. This program. Asking yourself questions, challenging your thinking. Whoa. The man didn't know that. I didn't know that. Didn't matter. Follow the clear compensation instructions. Made a list of people we resent. They give you an example. I resent so and so, the cause, effects, the name, one column, down a page, A4 paper. Line maybe a couple of inches in, straight down the page. But 5 lines down, make it lined, it's easier if it's lined. The 5 lines down, throw a line across the page. So you've got a box there, and that's for the name of the person whom you resent. And in the middle column, because on the right hand side you come 5 line, you come a couple of inches in and draw another line down. Draw a line across the top, which will give you in the top left corner. It will give you a bracket, a gap for your name, the name of the person you resent. In the centre, the biggest part, the cause, the reason, and on the right hand side, the part of you affected. Go and read it in the book. If you're sitting there with a book, read it. You can pause this or something. I believe you can pause it. And pause it and go and read it. Go and confirm what I'm saying. So, oh yeah, that's it. And don't do it across the way, because by the time you get to the bottom page, you'll be, oh yeah, and then that takes me back to my mother, and you'll start editing things, and then you'll end up getting caught up in it the way you do, and then you just get fed up with just do typical alcoholic thing. Before you know it, you get drinking and slagging off AA. So try and discipline yourself. Just write down the names, and that's easy. Yeah, that and no, nothing's too small. And then when you have to think about it, when it doesn't come automatically, that's when you finish. Oh, cool. Then you go to the cause of the resentment. Yeah, what happened? You do that in shorthand, little bullet bits. My mother did it. Physically and mentally abused me. All right, okay. And then you just do that list of the cause of it. Then you go to the part where you affected. Was it your personal relationships? Was it sexual relationships with your wife and things like that? Was it your relationships at work? Was it money? With certain people, and nothing's too small. Please remember that nothing is too small. And the smallest thing can be hiding something really big. So nothing's too small. But as soon as you have to stop and start thinking about it, don't worry if anything else comes up, you can go back to it. Right? Because we're launching out in the course of big resection. We're not here to sit about for a month or 2 months. You hear everybody saying that in AA. Oh yeah, I've been at that a couple of months. Jesus. You can get, oh well, just put it under the bed. Oh yeah, I'll get it out. Oh, I don't know, I don't feel too good. Maybe it'll make me feel worse. All of that stuff. Launch out in the course of big resection. Follow the clear compensation instructions. Okay, fair enough. Whatever you say, John. Yeah, no, whatever they say. So we've got the person we resent, the cause of the resentment, and the parts of us affected. Okay, I think we consider that. We look at it. We then do the same with principles in life. I didn't know what that was. What's a principle? It's a rule in life. Oh yeah, I got like that. I don't like that. I don't like MOT in my car. I don't like anyone taking my car. I don't like taxing my car. I don't like insurance. Price of insurance. That kind of stuff. We're always focusing on the negative. That's what that's what you're looking for. And I just found out talking to my mate today. He runs his own little garage, and by little I mean little. But he's a lovely bloke, and we got on really well. I would say he's the only friend I've got, and that's nice. And he phoned me to tell me that I couldn't come up because of this viral thing and all that. He's got a garage on a farm. Yeah, right, okay. I'm chatting away with him, and that's nice. It's nice to chat with him. That's down in my gratitude list, which is jumping ahead there. Just reflecting on nice stuff. Today is a nice thing today because I spoke to him and we had a laugh and we organised a bit of business which will help both of us in these circumstances. And get a freezer full of food. Freezer. There was a time when I didn't have a pair of socks. And now I've got a freezer full of food. I feel I have to eat it all and then end up fat. Oh God, oh life, oh life, oh woe is me, my backside. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Shouldn't allow that. Don't allow me to get distracted. So we've got this. We're doing the principles and the rules in life, the things we don't like. Get them down. And the institutions in life that we don't like, get them down. And it's the same thing. I resent the cause effects. The exact same thing. And get that done. And do it in fullness. It really shouldn't take you that long. And if it is taking you long, that's fair enough. But, just to reassure you with some of this rubbish is dangerous. Oh, I don't have the adjectives to describe how I feel about it. And how you end up your own backside, excuse me, using that kind of phraseology and description. But that's, and when that happens to an alcoholic, what's he do? He's thinking bad, it makes him feel bad, and he drinks. That's why alcoholics drink, because of the way they think. Yeah. Problem with the alcoholic starts in the alcoholic's mind. These people who wrote this book know more than anybody on the planet, and even the best psychologists. They're too frightened to talk about it because they pale into insignificance. Let me just take you through these steps, and you'll be sorted, mate. You'll be in charge then. And a wee woman, I'd done a counselling course, and this wee woman, there's two women doing it, and I'd done this stuff about the 12-step recovery program, and she said, "Can I have a look at that book you're talking about?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." So and she came back, I think, a couple of weeks later. She says, "Thanks for that." I said, "What do you make of that?" She says, "This whole course that we are doing is in that book." And I wasn't sober enough to fully understand the implications of that. I am now. I seriously am now. And I wonder how much she took from it. This whole course is in that book. Wow. That is just dynamite, you know? And she was a nice woman as well. I remember her. I remember. Yeah, she gave me a certificate for nothing because I said, she was getting the registrations for the certificates that you get to the end of it. I managed to get to the end of it. There you go. Oh, this program works. I got to the end of it. And they were giving out the certificates. And I wasn't particularly bothered, you know. I was with me. But, it was a wee bit sad, but I was bothered. I'd done the course and that was amazing. And she handed me, she says, "I never paid for it." That's okay, don't worry about it. It was quite a bit of money. It was quite a bit of money, relatively speaking. 26, 27. And there's a lovely memory. And I went down in my gratitude list. Probably still there. I've got from 1997 onwards. Up in the top there. It's fantastic. All those gratitudes from all that time. And all the stuff I've done. Anybody looking at it would be able to write a book on me. So remember that. I've got my phone back. I won't bother you with the saga of the phone, but it's now kicking in with all sorts of stuff. But not to worry. These things are sent to try us. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm waffling on now, and I'm getting distracted. But I already said that's what would happen because I'm back in that respect. I'm regenerated. So where was I? this is always a problem. Where was I? I believe we were at step 4, and we were doing the columns. Yep, and the columns on the principles of life that you've done like the same thing. You know, the cause effects. Fantastic. We have a chat about it. But, we reckon that we start to recognise, with the help of a man, we start to recognise that there were some sick people in this world, and I didn't do anything to those people. They just chose me, and I know, get a good idea of why now. But that was it. They were just not nice people. They were pretty nasty people, and I spot them a mile now. But there you go, and that came up. So he done that, and that was no, because I took the blame for everything. You know, somebody fell out with me. It was down to me, and he was away telling everybody why he'd fallen out with me. I didn't give people the compliment or the privilege or the whatever to work it out for themselves and think, no, he's a sicko, John. And we never communicated about it. So there you go. And I'm taking it all personally because that's what I do. There must be somebody to blame, so it must be me. And I've not got the guts, I've not got the courage, whatever, fear, crippled by fear. And to go and challenge this person and whatever else. A different story now. It's fascinating when you see me when I get going. So, whoa, don't mess with him. Don't cross him. And it's all for good reason. Trust me. And so, yeah, and these people. And then I started discovering quite a bit of stuff when I was talking. I just started to discover that there was people who acted towards me because they were just not nice people. And there was others who reacted towards me because I was an idiot and I upset people and I offended people. And I was a child. I was a man's body, but I was a child. I'm looking for attention. All that. They're what children do. That's what I done. I used to go roaming about the pub, interrupting people's conversation. You know, if I knew them slightly because of football. You know, oh, how you doing? And I'd walk away and say, who's that? Who's he? Grief. And I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know, and I didn't know I didn't know. That's a beauty. I didn't know I didn't know. And then I just get drunk. Then they come back and haunt me the next day. Yeah, you remember that, don't you? Yeah, you waking up to the news 4 horsemen. Yeah, I know them. I know them too well. So do you. If you're an alcoholic, you know what I'm talking about. Good grief. So there was people who acted towards me just because they were downright nasty people, and then but there was other people. So I'm having awakenings here. It's of the spiritual nature, of the spiritual kind, spiritual, to be in spirit, to be inspired. This is inspiring me. I'm not too sure how it's going to fit in, but I'm being inspired by it. I later found out how it fitted in. Wow. So there we are. And then it tells me in the book, chapter 5, 6, 7, I think it was. I bought a brand new book. and like the old book, I can't find it. It's in the bedroom. I'm reading it in the bedroom. And it's not as if I'm restudying it or whatever, I'm just reading it, which is quite interesting. I'm just reading it. And it's nice. It is nice. And it's nice to know I know what I'm talking about. It's nice to know that when I read that book, it confirms what I'm doing. Wow. It's just dynamite. So I just blow. Even now it blows me away. Even now the genius of this stuff, and a bunch of ex-drunks who screwed up a 2-car funeral, created this program. And you can have it in 2 days, says Clarence Snyder. 1985, Hawaii, one of those convention things. And there was Clarence Snyder on the podium saying, I don't get newcomers anymore. I only get them when you lot have screwed them up. Neurotic laughter. So if you want this programme, come down to my house and you can have it in 2 days. Oh, what do you mean? What's he talking about? There's wee horrible, ugly, disgusting, shocking little Jimmy from Nibworth Way, a wee Scottish bloke. The last time I met him, he tried to throw a punch at me. It was quite pathetic. I mean, how many his bulldog he had this guy with him. I won't get into that. That's just pathetic. But yeah, let's be Jimmy character there. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, that's microwave recovery. Yeah. Express train to heaven. No, Jimmy, it's just in the book. It's just in the book. You know, try it and you'll find out that because you're so stuck in this view and attitude that you can't go and look at it in case you're proven wrong. And that reminds me of Laurie over in Colchester Way. Laurie believes after 30 odd years, allegedly, sobriety, that this man of words, he was a journalist, it seems, he believes it's a book of suggestions. Hmm. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's a book of instruction. No, it's not. It's a book of. Oh, yeah, we'd done it once when we shouting in the meeting. That's a book of. It's a book of. What is it? Okay. Yeah, it's a book of suggestions. You can. They're only suggesting it. Oh, okay, Laurie. Next question. Man of words, journalist. What are they suggesting, Laurie? They're suggesting that you launch out in a course of vigorous action, Laurie. You've got to read the book, Laurie. You, the man of words. A is full of people like that. That's why A is struggling and suffering for so long. They sound good. They sound confident. And the newcomers impressed by that, especially if it creates an argument, because that's what the newcomers they're used to. That's what they're conditioned to. Argument, the vibe, all that stuff. Yeah. So it's a book of instructions, and what I'm doing is I'm following the instructions just now with you guys. So there you go, and it's a pleasure and a privilege. Never lose grasp of that, John. It's a pleasure and it's a privilege. So, setting aside the wrongs of others, because I've now noticed the wrongs of others, and said, well, I have to resolutely look for my part. What was my mistake? What was my fault? Whom had I harmed? Ah, right. Oh, I see. That's neat. Yeah. So point out all that, well, now you're going to come. Now you're going to come at me. Yes, we are. We're going to show you the people that you've harmed and why you harmed them. Oh, right. Okay. So there you go. And then you have a look at sexual conduct. Anytime it came my way, I took it. I was, the word was in the tip of my tongue there. I was amoral. I didn't have any morals at all. I now know what amoral means. Just no morals at all about anything. And I didn't think about it. But the fact is, I was in love with a drink more than I was in love. If it was a choice of a drink for a female, I'd probably take a drink, you know. And caused harm from my first wife, who turned out to be kind of not the brightest girl in the world. How could she be? She married me. I won't go into my pathetic history, how pathetic it was, but she married me. And she's still alive. And I found out since that whilst I was doing what I was doing, she wasn't sitting about. She was off with her pals, having a bit of fun. And here was me thinking I was brilliant. And it really is quite sad, relationships with alcoholics. So I'm digressing. I'm getting off the point. Yeah, that wee lorry bugger thief. Yeah. It's a book of instructions, Laurie. Get your head around it, and maybe you'll be of some help to somebody. horrible little man. There are horrible people, I'm one of the nice ones. You don't need to like me. Don't need to like me. So here we are. We're getting to this bit where we're looking for, what have I done? Oh, God. And sexual conduct, right, there you go. I took it when it was there. I didn't really work that hard for it, and I was more interested in drink. I wouldn't go into any more about it. It was really quite sad. Really quite sad. And the fear. Things that I'm fearful of. Not things that I'm frightened of. Things that I'm fearful of. And in that case, well, the neighbours, this new neighbour of mine is a bit of a not nice person, shall we say. And she's got two of these wee yappy things. And when she first moved in, I thought, oh, God, that's something. And so she was a problem. But I dealt with her. I had to phone the cops once. And that was all she backed off. And that's okay. Well, I had one of her dogs barking this morning. And there's horrible wee things in. You kick them over the fence. Chop. Quick step 4. Step 10 even. Yeah, so not reach step 10. So there you go. I'm fearful of third party noise, shall we say. I can take reasonable precautions. I'm frightened of flying. I don't like flying. I like flying too much. Flying, don't like that. Confined spaces, claustrophobia and stuff like that. Don't like that at all. Those things in the hospital where they not a chance to see. I remember that time years and years ago. I was in the hospital on my back and they tried to put me in the upside down. So they just dumped me. So forget it. Just dumped me. What do you mean? You couldn't do it, so you didn't have an alternative. No. So what happens to the guy there? But I was too much pain to be. That was a bad time. That was a real bad time in my life. A real bad time. Even then, there was some good stuff I remember from being down in Southampton at the time. My caravan, I had a caravan. Yay! I had a caravan. That was because of the noise of the planes. They started flying planes over my lovely wee place that I'd got. And these planes started flying over. And made a hell of a record every 5 minutes. 80 of them. And that was not good. Not good at all. So that was a bad thing. I went through it. Paul, the guy, and he said, I was just surprised you never drank. I was just so surprised you never drank. So see how it's just open mind at the moment, just open mind. I'm trying to remember where I was and what got me fear, and that is a fear. That noise thing's a fear, but I'm reasonably in control of it, and I don't let it take over. And I've got the tactics that I have. Oh, and that's cool. That's good. Just have that peace and quiet, and yeah. So there you go. There you go. I'm frightened of flying, I'm frightened of noise, and I'm frightened of something else. What else did I say? Can't remember. But anyway, no matter. That's it. That's the job done as far as that's concerned. Yeah. This is what I've done to people and what I'm frightened of in my sexual conduct. And there's something else. You'll manage. If you've got your book there, you'll find it. Be able to tell me later. So that's it. Step 4 and 5, we discuss it. Right, step 5. Cut out the nonsense, cut out the rationalisation and justification, which alcoholics are good at. Rationalisation, yeah, just making the sound better in your way to and then trying to justify it. But rationalisation and justification meant nothing to me. But when you break it down, oh yeah, I remember that. What am I going to say now? The women you're married to are dumb enough to take it. And dumb inverted commas. Sick enough to take it. So, yeah, take that back. Apologies, ladies and gents. Apologies. That you're... So, how did I go into that? Right, so yes, we've done that. Right. Possibly something else there. But so there you go. I now know the people I've got to make amends to. Okay, so I said, well, I returned home because I've taken the steps taking the steps 1 to 5 in that day. Wow, wow. Is that what he meant by express train to heaven and microwave recovered? Yeah, follow the instructions in the book, you sick little fuck. And sorry I'm swearing. I really hate swearing, but when I think of people that I'm in, that lorry guy over in Colchester, no, no time for that. Just upsets me. People die. People die. And it's shocking. It's time I just, the man said, don't hide your light under a bushel. I said, what's that mean? He said, well, don't hide your abilities and how good you are at things. And that false humility and all that stuff. Well, here I am, 27 years uh, physically sober, mentally and emotionally, well, it's a wee bit kind of up and down. But in the main, yeah, enough to improve my life and have good things coming my way in many respects, and having a lot to be grateful for. That's what this stuff's all about. That's what this stuff's all about. So, yeah, I return home. I take down the book and I look through these first 5 proposals. I looked at it and I said, I phoned the man up and said, what's this mean? I said, what do you mean? The first 5 proposals. That's how dumb I was. Or how frightened I was to make a mistake and assume that I knew what it meant. First 5 proposals. I even looked up in the dictionary and I still couldn't work it. So it's just the first 5 steps. And, they didn't want to bore you by repeating it, so they thought they'd just change the description, which was a mistake. This was just realised by your response. The first 5 proposals, yeah. Have I been honest enough? Have I been searching enough? Yeah, all of that stuff. I was satisfied. I was satisfied. But, wow, there you go. Next day, I'll look at 6, 7, 8, 9. I've been to hundreds of step meetings, 12 and 12, and I walk away thinking I've got to practice these 12 steps every day. And yet here it is. Here it is. 6, 7, 8, 9 in 1 hour. This is insane. How does it get that way in Alcoholics Anonymous? Maybe a bit premature with 1 hour, but certainly we shall see. Right? Right, I'm satisfied. Right? I've done enough cement, sand, concrete, building an arch through which I'll walk a few minutes. I'm satisfied with that. Now, in step 4, there's this thing about making amends to people and direct amends whenever possible. And there's a few things that most alcoholics have good trouble with. There's people that they really hate because these people have done bad things to them. But hopefully, the person who's taking you through the program, and you probably will work out for yourself. It doesn't include everybody that you resent. Is that wee woman broke down in tears when I told her that she didn't have to make amends to her father who had sexually abused her. Well, my last sponsor told me I'd had to do that. I said, what happened? She said, a relapse. Fortunately enough, she found her way to me. And there I was, watching this wee woman, and I watched her just falling apart and thinking, what have you done here, John? Because I was pretty much an amateur as well. We're always learning. What have you done here, John? Turned out I hadn't done nothing. It was tears of relief and joy because of what this moron had told her, that she had to make amends to this person who abused her. And wow, it must have lifted a ton off her shoulders. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that she's going about thinking she has to make amends to this character? How we're going to do that? Ends up drinking on it, and then finds me, who just blows away like that. That was it done. Job done. Fantastic. Remarkable to be part of that. Hugely remarkable to be part of that. As I say, I've done it hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. Most people wouldn't believe me. Most people wouldn't do it. Although it does get round the rooms, you know. Yeah, John Lynch doing this and John Lynch doing that. And you get your reputation. You know. Sometimes positive, sometimes not so positive. That wee guy Jimmy sprung to mind there. Stop it. Stop it. So yeah, there we have it. So if I've got a problem, then I'll get step 6 and we discuss it and talk about it and work it out. Right, okay, fine. And if you're still not too sure about it, don't worry. Put it in the back burner. Step 7. You know, step 7 on a daily basis until you get an awakening, an inspirational thought, which will help you with it. So 6 and 7. There's a little prayer with 7, isn't there? Which is quite nice. Which I can't remember. Well, I think I did, but I don't remember if it's step 7 or not. And but that's what you do. And you've finished step 7. You've completed, as it says, you have completed step 7. What about a guy who was told to practice step 7? What are you talking about? You're talking rubbish, you're killing people. Okay, step 8, made a list of people we'd harmed. Oh, right. Okay. We done it when we took inventory. Oh. I've already made the list. Well, that's good. I won't have to do any more writing. My wrists are a wee bit sore. I've never done so much writing in my life, I don't think. And I had about 90 odd names on my resentment list, which is pretty cool. And one young guy I took through about 220. I had to stop him. Yeah, stop just now. Let's nip down to the local meeting and did it. I wonder what. That young guy was in with a good chance. And I think he was only 19. God knows where he got my number from or whoever. People were always, yeah, get on, check that guy out. I remember that young guy. That was fascinating. Some fascinating people. A young guy who was a doctor, just ready to qualify. His father was high up. He was an MPE or something like that, but he was high up in the security forces and all that. We're out looking for him at one point. I got a phone call. From the security people. Because Daddy pulled the strings, you know, thinking he was off drinking or whatever. And then he was sitting with me. Don't know what happened to him. Don't know what happened. He was a difficult guy. Maybe a wee bit out of my depth for that one. But hey, it's just simple stuff. So well, I couldn't make it difficult enough for him. So if that's me out of my depth, then that's okay. But it does bring back lots of memories. Lots of memories. So we've made the list. We've done it when we took inventory. When we go out, step 9. To make direct amends to them wherever possible. And that'll take time. I don't know. People are all over the place. And but you've got to have it in your heart that, yeah, I want to do this. I want to get that sorted. I want to get it sorted for him because there's a good chance he's walking about beating himself up for it. And that happened to me quite a bit. When I realised that. So it wasn't me. No. And then I went to the other people. Oh, so it wasn't me. Because they thought it was them. No. It's just magic. One wee guy, it wasn't, I was in recovery, but I said, he asked me to fix his radio, and this guy, yeah, I'll do that for you. And I blew a fuse and blew one of the channels and did that. And I just fancied it. Oh, I know I told him, no, something wrong with it. No, it's just not getting through and all that. Oh, right, okay, so that's where I spoke. And then after a couple of weeks, I said, no. So I phoned him up. I said, well, that radio you're there. Well, it wasn't faulty. It was me. I blew the channel. And I'm sorry. And I'll make some amends to you, whatever you want to arrange. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Well, taken by surprise, because how rare is that in anybody's life? Somebody turns around and makes amends. So I said, well, I'll square you up, I'll give you so much a week. Because I was skint, basically. And she said, what's this all about? I said, well, I'm an alcoholic and I'm going to make amends for all the trouble and all the damage I've done to people as part of my recovery process. He says, Jesus, is that right? I says, yeah. He says, well, never mind about the radio, because I got another one, and it's fine, thank you very much. I really appreciate what you're saying. And that's what Alcoholics Anonymous does. He says, yeah, that's right. He says, well, good luck to you. Good luck to you and God bless. God bless you too. Wow. What's that guy going to do when he meets people? Yeah, guy, alcoholic, and didn't know, and he was fixing me, and he blew it, and then he phoned me up to admit that he'd done it and to make to set it right. Wow. So there's another load of people impressed. Wow, is that what they do? Yes, that's what they do. And that's me when I was still a child, just learning to grow up, learning to grow up. How did I go into that? Yeah, step 9, make amends to people and get out to make amends to people. And some of it is pretty good. Some of it is pretty good indeed. And I've done one recently actually regarding, I can't remember what it was, but it was just about misinterpretation or something. And yeah, that was right. So that's an adventure in itself. And it can take you a while because people are not that readily available, as long as you're willing. There you go. And you've got the step 10, the step 9 promises. Step 9 promises. The promises that come once you've taken the first 9 steps. Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah. And I love that. Yeah. Especially, we will intuitively know how to handle things that used to baffle us. We will intuitively know. What does that mean? It's like riding a bike. You do it often enough, it becomes intuitive. Driving a car becomes intuitive. Put one foot in front of the other, it's intuitive. You don't have to think about it. And that's what step 9 is telling us. And step 10 is a continuation of step 9. On a daily basis, when new stuff crops up, and this is now a moral, step 4 was a moral inventory looking for the truth. Step 10 is now a personal inventory, because you know how to look for the truth now. You lay it out the same way, and you do it on a daily basis until such times as it becomes intuitive. You share your stuff with a man just to make sure you're on the right track. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's sensible, isn't it? Yeah, that's very sensible. Wow. Read it. Page 89. Page 89. Why have I not got that book? So, I won't be saying anything wrong, that's for sure. So that's step 10 on a daily basis. And as I told you, I've gone back to 1997, so that's how long is that? That's 27 years. 27 years, 26 years, 27 years. And that's nice to look through that over an evening, look at my gratitude list. Although I've been through a lot of troubles. My ex-wife discovered her gate through my sobriety. I wasn't triggering her anymore with my drunkenness, so she had to start trying to trigger me. Then I knew something was wrong. Let's go. And she sabotaged the whole deal. Blah blah blah. Caused me a lot of pain. Didn't see my children for a year. Still haven't seen Amy since. Quite a few years now. Since I've seen Amy. Oh yeah, quite a few years. I'm forgetting. I think 2010, 2001. Jesus, Johnny McNally. That's easy, 15 years. Nicola. Kind of up and down with Nicola. She's a bit confused. She's an intelligent girl. Nice girl. Funny. The usual stuff I think about weight and looks and stuff. She's got a boyfriend who's he's a regular guy. Obviously not good enough for my daughter, but he's a regular guy, I think. And he's a worker. He's got a degree in engineering, and he's a worker. And they've just purchased a house by mortgage. because she only phoned me recently, last week, a year since she last spoke to me. Oh, okay, well, sad, but there you go. She's got to learn. And I said to her, so when are we going to get when are we going to get the next call? She said, well, you've got my number too. I said, yeah, I won't be running that risk again. I was just one evening, well, over a year ago, and I was really bad with my back. I was really bad. And I can honestly say, I've been through a lot in recovery. I can honestly say that that was a loss, mentally and emotionally. Physically, you just have to get used to it, because it's so bad. And, but mentally and emotionally, I was really rock bottom. And she was on the phone and she would try and bully me and things the way I could just gently swat that off, And I just basically told her to F off in a nice way, like, goodbye, have a good life. That's a nice way. And then she phoned last week, probably because of this virus thing or whatever, and she's probably knows he's not changed anyway, so that's okay. And no, I'm not going to change. Why would I change? Why would I change to suit her? Why would I change to suit anyone? I'm a walking miracle. And as the counsellor said right way back in the beginning, this whole programme is in that book. Yes, dear. And it is, and I understand even more now what she was saying. And it's astonishing. That's just astonishing. And yeah, and I've told Nicola about it. She knows quite a bit about it, I would think. But she's going her own way. It's entirely up to her. And I'm not buying into it. And so there you go. I'm not getting any feeling of resentment. And yet, even in the last call, I talked about the YouTube stuff I was into. I mean, you know that YouTube they check it out and they give you what they think you want. And that's what she was talking to an idiot. Think before you open your mouth, Nicola. I don't need you to take, it's all this taking care of thing. Probably feeling guilty about how she's treating me. And, and all that stuff. Actually had a step 10. Well, she would never have got to that point. She should be taking her own inventory, sorting things out. Just don't you be grasping. Well, they have to go through all that pain. Is it worth going through all that pain to get this book? Suffer the little children to come unto me. There you go. So that's just step 10. So it's nice to get your head around that. I told them, I said, I've no time for this step 10, but I said, you've plenty of time for drinking, John. Okay, fine. He had that way, for criticising, but constructively and gently. What's the opposite of being judgmental? To be constructively critical. There's only one problem. You're dealing with a bunch of alkies and you don't like it. You don't like it. That's why they have to be desperate. That's why they have to be desperate. It's the guy who was talking about his sponsee. Sponsee's just stringing you along because he's not at his rock bottom, and you're keeping him from getting to his rock bottom. You're aiding and abetting him. That's not nice. That's not good. Do not do that. At least I've got a sponsee. I can say it. Oh, and everybody will think I'm really good. You get these idiots. My sponsees, what you want to want. But what is a sponsee network? It's just something you need to keep you going in your denial. Don't get me started on that one. So that's step 10. Continue to take inventory. When we're wrong, probably admit it. Wow. Before you go to bed at night, last thing, gratitude list. Go to sleep with a gratitude list. Some people debate that in the book. It talks about the next morning or whatever. I would rather go to sleep with a gratitude list in my head. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool to me. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to remind myself. There you go. So you do that, you will recover from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. And you will then be practiced. You will become step 12. You will become step 12. thus you have recovered. And so will others who follow the path that you followed, which is the path that was laid down in the big book. If it's not the path laid down in the big book, go away. Don't come here with your program. It's all about their program. Written by a bunch of ex-drunks who have screwed up and took a funeral. We'd have argued very good if it was not. Try to tell me there's no God. Have a good life.